Hi everybody, it's a long time since I've made a video, but I did promise some people that I would. So here is my video about my trip to America. I had not been to America for 3 years. That's 3 years I did not see my family. And I was so excited I could go because COVID-19 didn't let me go for so long. And it was still very funny to go. Like the airport didn't have any people at it. It was so crazy. But I got on an airplane. I took one airplane to go to Japan and then I had to wait a really long time. And then I took another airplane to California in America. And then I took another airplane to Chicago in America. And then I took a fourth airplane to my home. So the whole trip took me probably 38 hours. There are 24 hours in one day and 48 hours in 2 days. So the whole trip took me almost 2 days to get to my home in America. This is because there are still not so many airplanes to take you there because it's still very slow from COVID-19. But I had a pretty good trip. I had a very comfortable space in the airplane. And I got to relax when I was waiting for my airplanes. The first thing I noticed when I went to America was that it was really different. People really don't wear masks there anymore to stay safe from COVID-19. There's still a lot of COVID-19 in America, but nobody really wears a mask. So I was wearing my mask all the time because I had to come back to Taiwan and I didn't want to get sick. But really, especially in my home, there was no people wearing masks anywhere. It was also really difficult for me to see that it would get really late at nighttime and the sun would still be up. So you'll see a picture of that later on. Finally, I was able to see that water is the Lake Michigan by my house. It's so big, it looks like an ocean. So I loved to see it in an airplane. When I got off the airplane, I saw my mommy, and I finally gave my mommy a hug. After 3 years, I missed her so much. But then I went to my daddy's house, and the first thing we did was say happy birthday to my little brother, Anthony. It was his birthday when I got to America. I did that on purpose so I could see him. But see, look, it's almost 9 o'clock and the sun is still out. Then my dad got to show me his new boat. I got to see his new boat and I spent many days at his boat. I got to sleep on his boat and we got to take the boat out to the big Lake Michigan. So where I come from, many people have boats and they will use them to play and use them to sleep on and sometimes use them to go fishing. There were some cute dogs on the boat next to my daddy's boat. It was really good because I missed my John so much. It was the longest time I ever went away from John. And he was staying with a dog teacher. See how big this lake is. There's just water. It's like the ocean. That's my daddy. And John was with the dog teacher and he just did a really good job because he was alone for so long. I missed him so much. But I was actually really busy in America, so I didn't have a lot of time to miss my dog. The day that we went out on the big lake, the waves were really so small, which is really weird for the big lake. But it was cool because we got to go really far away then. So you can see we're maybe 1 mile, 1 km, 2 kilometers away from the shore. And I just had some fun in the boat. And these are just some pictures that I took. There was a big festival, like a celebration at the city I was at. So there were a lot of really cool boats. This was a working boat from Canada because Canada is so close to America. It was bringing some things. But these are also the boats they were having the festival for. Then my sister came. I was so happy to see my little sister Morgan. And she came on the boat with me. And so this is a little video of what it looked like to take the boat from the small river lake where my dad had the boat live and take it to the big lake. So every time we would take the boat to the big lake would take maybe 30 minutes because you have to go very, very slow in the river so that you don't bother the fish and the plants and animals. But I got to drive the boat. It was really cool. Then I got to go on the stand-up paddleboard, but the water where the boat is was really yucky, so I didn't want to stand up too much. Here's just some more pictures of other boats. This one's also from Canada, and I got to sleep on the boat. Then I got to spend some time with my sister. I got to sleep at her house, and I got to go to my mom's house and saw my dogs from when I was really little. So now they are very old and they live with my mom, but when I was younger, they were my dogs. So this is Benny. He's very fat, and this is Bella, and they are maybe 10 years old. Then I went to do more things with my sister. Like we went to go find some sunflowers. We got to cut the sunflowers and take them home. I thought that was so cool. And then in the city where my sister lives, you can get a scooter like this, and it can go really fast. So that was really cool. And I went all around the city, and then I got to see my sister's cat at her house. It's so cute. So I had maybe 3 nights at my dad's house, 1 night at my sister's house. After that, I went to my brother's house for 1 night. I make sure I see everybody. But first, me and my sister found a Taiwan bubble tea store in our city. And so she got to try bubble tea for the first time. Then we went to a museum and saw some really cool art. We got to take some really cool pictures of the art. And that was really special because this was my whole family was together there. So for the very first time, so there's 5 kids and my mom and my stepdad. That means my mom's husband. And then we got to play some games together. My friend was there too, and my sister's boyfriend. And there's me and my sister with some funny hats. And there's my mom and my stepdad. And then the next day, I really special got to see my grandma and grandpa. They are 80 years old, so I wanted to make sure I could see them. Then I went to a really cool garden. This garden is inside a building. When I was little, I would go here to see butterflies in the springtime, but there weren't any butterflies here anymore. And then I looked at some other things. So really, I was just so busy the whole time I was in America because I had so many friends and so many family that wanted to see me. I really didn't have any time to rest. So even when I went to this park, I was with one of my friends because I only had 2 weeks in America. Because remember, when you come back to Taiwan, you have to quarantine still, which means I had to stay alone without any other people for 3 days. And then I had to wait 4 more days before I can go back to school. And it's just so much time. So I couldn't be in America for very long. I got to see my brother. He works at McDonald's. I thought it was so funny. Then at my mom's house, I saw all of these old movies from when I was little. Those are what movies used to look like. Then my mommy and I went in the car for maybe 3 hours to go see my other grandma and her dog. And I finally got to see where my grandpa is because he actually died in March. So I got to say goodbye to him. And I got to see this dog Benny a little more. He really loves to sleep in the sun. Then I got to eat a hamburger, but it's not from a cow, it's from a buffalo because there are many buffalo in America. I also got to see some of my old toys from when I was little. So funny. And this is actually a video from maybe a few days before this, the very first time the dogs saw me. They were so happy to see me. But it was so funny to see that they are so small because my Junjun is way bigger than this. I went to see my dad one more time and I got to see the sunset at the big lake, the sun go down. And so it was starting to get later in the summer. So the sun is going down earlier and earlier. So it's about 9 o'clock here and the sun is finally going down. Then it was time to start to say goodbye to my family. And then this airport I went to leave to come back to Taiwan was actually far away from my house. So we had to drive maybe 3 hours to get there. And then I could go on that airplane because remember, it took me 4 airplanes to get to America. and I changed it so that I only had 2 airplanes to come back to Taiwan. And instead of taking 2 days, it only took 1 day. And I also had a very comfortable time in my airplane. But I was actually just really, really sad to say goodbye to my family because I was so happy to see them after so many years because of COVID-19. But I'm a little bit happy now because I know that I will see them again so soon, maybe even next summer. So that's okay. And then I came back to Taiwan, and that's me in the special taxi to get back to my home in Hsinchu. Bye-bye.